also be able to see where they're doing the groundwork for one of our newest buildings, the largest square house in Williamsburg. So that house will be built within the next 18 months. The gentleman who's actually buying or who is actually financing that building is Mr. Forrest Mars, the owner of the M&M company.
Oh, wow. And they're using all bricks made from here? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes, ma'am. Dun, 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 dun. Good day. How are you? I am well. I am well. Pleasure to see y'all. Congrats once again. No way. You see right over here that powder magazine. That's a original building. It was built in 1715. The guardhouse right beside it, that's actually a reconstructed building. That was built in the 1930s. This courthouse over here, that building there was built in 1770. That was used as a working courthouse until 1932. That's your county courthouse right there. See our sugar maple right over here starting to turn and change. So when that whole tree is that bright orange color, that's a beautiful tree to get a picture of right there. So a neat little drive. I don't know if y'all are here in town for a little while. We ride the parkway runs you out to both Jamestown and Yorktown. Waterfront, pretty much the entire route except for about 7 miles of it. It's really, really neat to see. They've got a lot of those signs on the roads. It's called the Virginia Trailways. Tells you a little bit about where, John Rolfe and James Smith, or John Smith stopped and landed, where Powhatan and Pocahontas were. And they also tell you a little bit about where some of those Africans landed when they were here and what they were doing. So it's really, really neat. It's a Revolutionary and Civil War trail that you can go on. And if you look right here, you can see our shoemaker right over there. And it's a shoemaker there. It's a working shoe shop. A really, really neat shop to go in and take a look at. And this carriage over here, it's known as our governor's coach. That's what you would use to travel in, to get from here to New York, New Jersey. If you were going up to what we call Foggy Bottom or DC today, that's what you would use there. Oh, but this carriage right here, that's another one of our sociables there. Oh, wait. Oh. Building here, this is the Getty House right there. That Getty House is open from 1:30 until 5 o'clock. Mr. James Getty was actually a gunsmith and a foundry worker here. You can imagine that while he's working with his hands, he's considered a man. He's not a gentleman. Gentlemen have other folks who do the work for him, so that'll be their enslaved individual. But once the war takes on, his silversmithing business actually goes straight on down to the ground, but his gunsmithing business goes right on up. So you can imagine with the war, being right here in Williamsburg, he's probably one of those folks who's like, hey man, stretch this thing out a little bit because he's making more money. He's also getting more status off of it. And he's one of the folks that war actually benefited in the 18th century right there. And he was actually able to move up in status, where he was no longer to be considered a man, but he later has the name of Esquire placed in front of his name. And that tells you that he was able to move and do very well. If you look over here, you can see that brick building there, that Georgian-style home. That's the George Wythe House. And George Wythe was the professor of law at the College of William and Mary. He's also a tutor to Thomas Jefferson. He's the reason why Jefferson's able to write law and be so profound in it. But Mr. Wythe also tutored St. George Tucker, who lived right there in that home right there, and whose carriage we're actually riding in right here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wait, come on. Come on. St. George Tucker was a native of Port Royal, Bermuda. He was actually born in 1752. And he's actually a phenomenal horseman, rides in battle with General Washington in the cab until he unfortunately does receive a gunshot wound to the leg and will no longer ride. But then he'll serve as a translator and ambassador. So he'll actually return back home to Bermuda, and he'll stay there for about 3.5 years. But as we read his diary notes, he just keeps talking about Virginia. He keeps talking about it. He listens to Virginia so much that he actually comes back to retire to Virginia, and he serves as a circuit judge right here in the colony. Now, I don't know about you, but if you told me, and I'm from Virginia, I love it, with all my heart, but if you told me you were going to give me an island Or are you going to tell me I had to stay in Virginia? I think I'm going to pick the island.
I probably would too.
So I think, 75, 80 degrees year round, that's good for me. But, it's one of those things, different strokes for different folks, as I like to refer to it. Now, some of these buildings that y'all see right here in town are also private residences, like this one right here. That's where one of our families live. So if you go into that building there, what I said, go into the building, but if you go into the backyard of that building there, you'll see where they've got their cars and things parked right there. You can walk in the backyard. They all know that they're open to the public as far as the yards, not the homes. They've got a little garden back there that you can check out as well. In this building that we're coming by right over here, this is the Peyton Randolph house. How are you? They are. Thank you, thank you. I think you've got the better carriage, though. Yeah, you don't have to worry about cleaning up after it.
There you go.
But that home right there, that's the Peyton Randolph house. Peyton Randolph is your Speaker of the House of Burgesses. He's also the Attorney General for the King. And he's appointed to the Attorney General at the age of 23. So when you say 23 years young, that's pretty impressive. And a lot of people don't realize that he is a cousin of Thomas Jefferson. He's also by marriage related to the Washington family. And he's got some ties here in Williamsburg, or as I should say, they've got some close ties here in Williamsburg, because he's the one that brings all the status and wealth to that family. How are y'all doing? Doing well. And if you look just right down here, you'll see our brickyard right down here. The brickyard is another one of our fabulous buildings you can take a look at, and, or as I should say, one of our fabulous trades that you can take a look at. So the things that they do in that brickyard and actually make there are actually used right here in town. So a lot of those bricks will be used on some of our newer structures, like the one we went by, the Market House in Williamsburg. They've also done some work over at Yorktown and Jamestown before, and even down in Old Salem in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Oh wait, how are you? I am well, I can't complain. If I did, it ain't gonna do me any good.
Yes.
No wait. Now you can see right here, that's our cooper right there. Buckets, barrels, butter churn. That's what we worked on and made craft there. And we'll come right on around here. And we'll take you behind one of these little pasture areas. Wait. Good boy. Good boy. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Some hitchhikers.
We got you. Right on the back. Come on, baby. Come on. How you doing today? That's good. We've got a couple different places. The closest is right down here on that corner. It's called the William Pitt Store.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I'll wait. Now, this is your speed limit that you would have been traveling in the 18th century right here. So horse and carriage could go no faster than what the average man or woman could walk in the 18th century. If you were caught speeding, it's just like, being caught speeding today, you would have to pay a fine. Or it's not going to be a cheap one either. Oh, wait, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're going to be coming right on around here. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, boy. Come on. Come on down here, you can see the blacksmith, the tin shop right there. What we learn? What we learn? All right. Hey, there you go. Oh, wait. Come on. See, now you know what you can do when you hit, 21 after you graduate from college. Let me come back down here and wear the funny clothes for a little bit, right? Yeah. Oh, wait. Hey, what's up, buddy? Come on down and around behind this building here, the Brick House Tavern, which is actually used as a guest restaurant. So if you wanted to stay in one of these buildings, that's one of them you can stay in. ducks. Yep. Coming right back behind what's called Weatherburn cabin right here. Come on, Ranger, get up. Come on. Weatherburn cabin, you'll find some of our gardens back in the back. Looking at pastures underneath that tree over there, you can see some of the lambs over there.
Oh.
Or I should say some of the rams over there. Those are all our boys in that pasture there. We like to keep the boys and the girls separate. That way we don't have any little babies popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
But we do breed them here. So we generally will breed them right before January. That way the newborn is born by about the middle